a soccer match in Quito, Ecuador, according to Globe Tards.
Come on, this is blatantly obvious. I mean, we've had so many rocket launches that were successful, but every time Elon Musk sends one up, it somehow explodes. That's pretty odd. Anyway, 33 engines on this rocket, if you get what I'm saying. But you're about to see it split into two pieces here in a minute. It's bouncing off something, like as if there's like an invisible wall. Watch, about to break it. See? Two pieces. They broke into two pieces because it was hitting something. But one piece is stuck on what seems to be an invisible wall. You can see it's stuck there. It's just stuck. If you don't get it, I don't know what to tell you.
You can't make this up. Flat Earth Greatest Hits, which they're making fun of their mockery. SpaceX just launched. What happened to the firmament in the Van Allen belt? And then there's a whole bunch of comments like, firmament is nothing but flat Earth imaginary. 8 minutes ago, CNN posted on November 18th, the rocket, SpaceX had a second attempt to successfully launch Starship, the most powerful rocket ever constructed. The rocket took off as intended, making it roughly 8 minutes into flight before SpaceX confirmed it had to intentionally, explode the Starship Starcraft as it flew over the ocean. It's hilarious, y'all.
Hot air ballooning in South Africa, according to Globe Tards.
I got a question for NASA. If Elon Musk just launched the most powerful rocket ever, and it can't even make it out of our atmosphere, how in the hell did y'all make it to the moon on an Apollo rocket? Let's talk about it. NASA, you got some splaining to do. Elon, sometimes I can't tell if you the superhero or the villain. Whose side are you on? Ours or theirs? Or are you just doing your own thing? I mean, are you trying to help people? Or are you just having fun? Enough of that. Back to our regularly scheduled program. NASA, are you home? There's no one here to answer these questions.
Liar, liar, SpaceX pants are on fire. And that fire is so bright, I had to wear shades. So I'm going to let you watch this, see if you notice anything, and then we'll review. Supposed to be up and then magically coming back down and landing. And I continue to say these are balloons. I continue to say this isn't actually happening. And did you notice anything? We'll see if maybe you do after this clip. And play.
Did you know that fire doesn't have a shadow? A shadow is produced when a solid object blocks light. Fire is not solid. It's a really hot gas. And so light shines right through it, producing no shadow.
Your 1 degree doesn't actually make 1 degree of difference. So the Globers have come up with this new deception to combat the flat earthers when we present long distance photography and put it up next to the Earth curve calculator and say, hey, Chicago skyline across Lake Michigan should be hidden under the curve according to your globe math, Globers come back and say, no, it's 1 degree per 69 miles. And as bad as the Globers want that 1 degree to sound very small per 69 miles, the truth of the matter is they've just taken the circumference of the Earth in miles and divided it by 360, and got 69 miles. Get it? Because the Earth is 360 degree turn. So let's take their Earth curve calculator and see what 1 degree looks like. All right, we're going to put ourselves at 6 foot observer height, and we're going to set our target out 69 miles. Now, what does that 1 degree do? Well, the horizon is still 2.999, about 3 miles away. And whatever you're looking at, 69 miles away, that 1 degree will have hidden whatever you're looking at under 2,904 feet of curvature.
Could Elon Musk be trying to tell us that the firmament is real? This video is for entertainment purposes only, but I know there is a large community of people who do believe in the firmament, and do believe that we've never been to space. On November 18th, the largest spaceship known as SpaceX Starship launch failed minutes after reaching space. Or so they say. The test only lasted for about 8 minutes, and the rocket's altitude was only about 91 miles above Earth's surface when a camera view showed that a booster appeared to explode. This is now the second attempt to fly a Starship, following an attempt in April that also ended in an explosion. The initial launch was actually pushed back a day due to last-minute swap of flight control hardware. And supposedly SpaceX is now part of a venture capital firm called Space Capital. One of the managing partners said that NASA has a timeline for where they're trying to get to the moon. This is their primary vehicle to do so, so SpaceX needs to deliver on a timeline. And here's the footage from the actual explosion. Due to Elon Musk's relentless attempts to make it to space, a lot of people are theorizing that he continues to do these over and over and over again to show us that the firmament is real and we can't get through it.
I can't believe we're still discussing this. Is Earth flat or round? Starting with the flat Earth believers, flat Earth arguments, religious interpretations, and the firmament. According to Genesis 1:7, God created the firmament to divide the waters below from the waters above. Some believe this sheds light on why the sky appears blue and why we can see blue behind the moon. Hidden messages in popular media, references in movies and TV shows like The Simpsons have been taken by some flat Earth proponents as endorsements of their views. NASA controversies. Wernher von Braun, one of the pioneers behind NASA, had a biblical verse, Psalms 19:1, inscribed on his gravestone, referencing the firmament. Doubters also challenge the authenticity of certain images of Earth from space, like the renowned blue marble shot. Furthermore, the translation of NASA in Hebrew is highlighted, which they claim means to deceive.
Rocket launching from Australia, according to Globe Tards.
Hi guys, my name's Stacy and we're talking about flat Earth and we're talking about Elon Musk and the SpaceX rocket that just launched today. So anyhow, I just had to block like, I don't even know, so many people because they were all like bots and trolls, and they were just telling me what an idiot I am and all that kind of stuff. But if you haven't seen that rocket launch, go watch it, because initially, like, I thought that Elon Musk was doing this. Actually, I didn't know why he was doing it. But I really think now that he is doing this to try and wake people up to the fact that we can't get through the firmament. Like, it's all fake. It's all fake. Like, space is fake, and the moon landing is fake, and all the space missions are fake, because rocket after rocket after rocket can't get through the firmament. It doesn't go anywhere. None of this goes anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And anyways, I think he's trying to wake people up. And so anyway, that was like a light bulb moment for me, because honestly, I just didn't even, well, I didn't know about Elon. Like, I still don't trust him. Let's just put it that way. Do not trust him at all. I mean, I think what he's done with Twitter, now X, is good, like allowing more free speech. But, you know, there's the whole like thing where he wants to like put chips in our brain and stuff like that. And I'm not for that. And anyways, I'm still not sure what to make of him, but I think that he's trying to wake people up. And I think that's a good thing. And that's what all I wanted to say. So, yeah. Go check out those SpaceX rocket launch video.
So let's say you just don't want to believe that we live on a flat plane. That's fine, you don't have to. But you should at least understand that there's a way to explain how we live on a flat plane that is using actual science, logic, reason, math, and little apps and demonstrations. So what's wrong with that? You don't have to believe it, but you should at least know how it makes sense logically, so that you know that people aren't just being stupid and ridiculous. So here, for example, is the app, the Flat Earth and Zodiac map, that shows you that the sun, this is a snapshot of it, that the sun is in Scorpio. Now, I've been saying the sun has been in Virgo since August 23rd, and it only now has entered the middle of Libra in the past week. And astrologists are just like, well, that's because people are using the astronomy map instead of the astrology chart and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's because it's astronomy. So it doesn't matter. Astrology, astronomy, astrology is just explaining to you the influences of the planets. So what I'm showing you is that this is how it works on the flat disk, accretion disk inside of a torus field. And you see all of the little constellations, right? And the sun, it spirals inward around the North Pole, which is the central opening of the vortex. And then it spins back out again. And as it does, the constellations and the sun are moving both together, but the sun and the constellations are slightly out of sync, so it makes the sun move through the constellations. As it's on the inside circle, you know, it moves through the first 6 months, and then as it goes to the outside circle, it's moving through the the last 6 months of the zodiac, right? So that's how it works on the flat Earth plane. Now, you may think that's ridiculous, but think about this for a minute. Why is it that the Earth is not included in the astrological charts, in the birth charts? All the other planets have influences upon us, right? If you believe in astrology, why doesn't the Earth have an influence upon us? Why do we just call the Earth Earth? That's just an element. We give all the other planets all these cool names like Mercury and Uranus. Uranus is not a great name, I have to say, but they get all their own cool names. And Earth, we just call Earth. It's not very creative, I have to say. But, you know, the elements, earth, water, air, fire, plasma. And some may say, well, the real name of Earth is Gaia or Terra, but it means the same thing. It's talking about the ground that you're walking on, because we're on an inert plane. And you may find this interesting too. The word ert, the root of earth or inertia, means what? It means still point, motionless. Very interesting. So imagine, if you will, a yurt. You know, a yurt like the Native Americans built. It's like a tent. And that would be the same shape of the torus field and the flat accretion disk of the flat Earth plane, circular plane with a sort of tent, because this torus field is the same model for everything from atoms to galaxies to the human energy body. And that's why it makes sense. So for all of you who still are in denial about this, if you actually did your own research, you might start to see that, as I've been saying, two conventions can provide the evidence to support or even explain the same phenomenon. So it behooves you, if you want to come off as someone intelligent, it behooves you to know the two models, to know them inside and out. So when you do get into a conversation about it, you don't look stupid. Like, for example, when someone says, well, how do you not fall off the flat plane? Well, if it's covered in an extensive, a vast ice sheet like what you're looking at right there, how would you fall off of it? For God's sake. What would you say to an ant? How is it that you don't fall off of the continent of America? I can't figure that out. Well, because the ant is very tiny, the continent is very big, and it is surrounded by water, and then it's surrounded by an ice sheet that goes on for thousands of miles. We don't even know how far it extends. But the encyclopedia, if you look it up, it says, it gives you the longitude, I think, and latitude, and the height to what they call the firmament, the dome. It actually says that in the encyclopedia. So all of this evidence together suggests that something very strange is going on that warrants your investigation, at least. I mean, if you can't even give it a little bit of your time to try to understand it, I don't have the time of day for you. I'm not going to try to sit here and explain the entire flat earth theory in a TikTok video, especially when there are thousands of these, and there are plenty of websites that go into great detail explaining everything about the entire theory. Now, granted, there are a lot of different sort of takes on different things, but the main body of work is there for you, because nobody's going to tell you what to believe. You have to do it for yourself, and then you discern for yourself what it is you think the truth is. As long as you're saying, well, this right here is not an ice wall, well, then I can't help you, because it is an ice wall, and it's the edge of an ice sheet, and you're not allowed to go beyond a certain point, because all of the countries got together in 1961, I believe it was, and signed a treaty that they were not going to let anybody go beyond a certain point. And even if you could, how are you going to survive? How would you survive? Look at that. Look at that. You think you're just going to walk across that? Come on, guys. And to the person who said that he circumnavigated Antarctica, sure you did. I mean, that you have to have proof when you make a claim like that. You have to qualify your statement. And so think about it for a minute. If a boat is following the side of the shelf, okay, you don't really know where you're turning. Look how far you'd have to go in a straight line before you start turning. People say that's why ships disappear over the horizon, because of the curvature. but you can't see the curvature, they say, because the Earth is so big. So that's a contradiction right there. But if the Earth is so big and Antarctica is so big, how do you see the curvature and know which way you are turning, especially when all compasses point north, which is the center of the disk?
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived from 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also of the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alankar, known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo. I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific Ocean where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.